Come make my world famous chicken dumplings. These are the ingredients you'll need: flour, baking powder, chicken broth, milk, chicken, salt, pepper, butter. Now listen, I know y'all are gonna get mad at me, but I measure with my heart. I put in about 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and grated a half a stick of butter. Cook connoisseurs, don't come after me. I'm sure there's an easier way to grate that butter than using a cheese grater. Realized I went a little heavy on the butter, so I folded in some flour over it and poured a little milk. Now you don't want to pour in too much milk, you just want it to be the right dough consistency. You'll know you used enough milk when all the flour consistency is gone. Now get you a little piece of parchment paper for easy cleanup. Then flour your parchment paper so your dough won't stick. You're gonna put some flour on your hand and on top of the dough so it doesn't stick to your hand. Now a rolling pin might come in handy for you, but it's easier for me to just flatten it out with my hand. You want it to be really flat. The dough will swell in the boiling pot, and if they're too thick, they won't cook all the way. Now I use a pizza cutter, cut them in little squares. Now I'll stack them on the plate and repeat this process 2 to 3 times until I have all my dough rolled out and cut into little squares. Now you don't have to use this much dough. My husband and I just like more dough than chicken. It's just our preference. Before placing the dough squares on the plate, make sure there's flour on each side of the square so that they do not stick together. I'm no chef, but this has become one of my husband's favorite meals that I cook for him each week. We're cattle farmers, so 95% of our meals consist of beef, so I try to trade it up some and get some protein in our meals. I've never been able to cook very well, I'll be the first to admit it, but when I cook this meal, I feel like a dang chef. I use a Dutch oven, but you can use any kind of pot. Pour your chicken broth in there to boil. The amount of chicken broth you use is dependent on how many dumplings and chicken you use. I had a rotisserie chicken that was going to go bad, so that's what we use this time, but you can boil frozen chicken breasts and shred them. It all tastes the same. There's something about deboning a rotisserie chicken that grosses me the heck out. I'm glad it takes a long time to cook so I can forget about what I just saw in that rotisserie chicken. Once you've shredded it all, you just chop it in your pot, get your chicken broth boiling a little bit, and then you're going to add your dumplings. You'll add them all at once, and then you can add more chicken broth on top of that if you need to. As you can tell, I added more chicken broth. You can add different seasonings, but I added salt and a lot of pepper because that's what my husband loves. That man will choke you with some pepper. Let it boil for 45 minutes, stir periodically, and it's ready to serve. It might not look that appetizing, but I promise you it's delicious.